Good morning. 9:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, October 31st, 2022. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Wish everybody a happy Halloween. Make sure you're safe. It's very rainy here in the great state of Michigan this morning. A little cold, so we'll see how Halloween goes. Actually, it's very rainy this morning. But I want to thank everybody in for a new start of the week. We're going to look at the Dow. We're going to look at the DXY. We're going to look at the gold, silver prices. We're going to look at the 10-year yield. And we're going to see how everything's looking this Monday morning. We're going to look at pre-market. We're looking at total crypto market cap, Bitcoin, and XRP. Also, algo, likely HBAR. But this is the first of a great expansion to the show. I've talked much about the past, about how we're going to expand with not just XRP, XLM, and DGB, but we're going to have the ISO coins, so Algo, IOTA, HBAR, Quant, XDC, along with XRP and XLM. Also, in the future, we're going to bring in Theta. We're going to bring in Tezos, Filecoin. So these are all things to be released in the days to come. I am no longer steadfast on just, the certain few. I'd rather have the abundant, I call it like the group of 7, because we have XRP, XLM, and DGB. Then you have Algo, IOTA, HBAR. Then you have DGB for the Internet of Things. Well, in the Internet of Things, you can also throw in VeChain and Theta. We're also going to have Ziliqua, or Zil. There's just a few I swear by, and you're going to learn step by step what I like. I already own a number of them, small amounts of them at this point, albeit, but I already have everyone that I have mentioned in my portfolio. I already have XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR. I have ZIL and VeChain. I still need to start acquiring Algo and IOTA. But that will be something that happens. So I want to start out with Algorand standard assets. We'll get into this. I just want to read this real quick. Then before we look at the Algo chart, we're going to do a rundown of the market. We'll start with Algo. Then we'll get into HBAR. And we'll look at a few things that have to do with HBAR. And then we're going to continue on there to XRP because we have a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. Make sure that motherfucking like button, as it is hurts my heart to see less than 100 likes. Our videos yesterday both got 1,200 views. I was busy yesterday as we had a party this weekend. And I did the best I could. So I appreciate the views, but only 60-something likes per video. So that's just not going to get it done. But I hope you appreciate the new expansion. Let me know in the comments what you think about this update because you're going to see a lot more like this. I've been thinking long and hard about the direction I want to take the show. And I think this is going to be an absolute epic expansion. So Algorand, Standard Assets, ASA, and Layer 1. Algorand Standard Assets, ASA provide a standardized Layer 1 mechanism to represent any type of asset on the Algorand blockchain. These can include fungible, non-fungible, restricted, fungible, and restricted non-fungible assets. And I believe in order for you to understand what you're buying, I'm going to have to give you a little information each and every day. I'm not going to do a bunch on each topic, but I'm going to give you enough that you can absorb, that you can retain, and that you can use to your advantage so that you can make a profitable trade and understand which token you're actually buying. In today's economy, there remain many issues when it comes to the digitization of assets. These challenges include access to global digital markets, 24/7 transferability, instantaneous settlement, ease and enforceability of asset controls, efficiency of administration such as compliance and reporting. ASAs enable role-based asset control, RBAC, optional and flexible asset controls for issuers, a manager for businesses, compliance and regulatory requirements. This includes quarantine, asset accounts for investigative purposes, forced transfer on asset where legal or other regulations require it, whitelist model for privilege and transacting, which allows only specific addresses that have been approved to transact within a specific asset. All others will be restricted. Flexible asset reserve models for custom business requirements. Off-chain asset documentation include an on-chain asset definition. User protections, asset spam protection that prevents unknown assets that may have tax, legal, or reputational risk from being sent to users without their explicit approval. Users must opt in to accept new assets. Unique functionality. ASAs are incredibly fast and secure as they are built direct on into Algorand's Layer 1. ASAs are low cost to execute due to Algorand's minuscule transaction fees. Easy and simple asset issuance for developers and enterprises. Universal interoperability of all assets issued on Algorand. So asset tokenization. The most exciting use cases: asset tokenization, third-party asset issuance is on algo, democratize asset to investments, disintermediate cross-border transactions. So we're going to get into the atomic transfers in the next update, but I just want to show you a few examples of asset types. So fungible tokens, in-game points, stable coins, loyalty points, system credits, cryptocurrencies, non-fungible tokens, in-game items, supply chain, real estate, identity, certifications, collectibles, restricted fungible tokens, securities, government-issued fiat certifications, restricted non-fungible tokens, real estate, ownership registries, and regulatory certification. Now let's take a run over the market. Right now, DXY is up to 111.347. It's having a bullish start to the week, as we kind of predicted. We figured this might be the case. We've got the U.S. 10-year government bonds up to 4.046, up 3 basis points or 0.75% to 4.046. If we look at the DXY, it's broken over and trying to break back up to these major levels. And I want to add one thing to my chart. Okay, so what I'm looking at with the DXY, and we can throw this little uptrend that it's created on, and then we got to get it moving because we don't want to make this too long before we get into the actual charts, because people have a very short attention span, but that's okay. I don't blame you. So, I mean, that's the DXY in a nutshell. Can we maintain this upward trend, or are we going to get cut off here, and this is going to kind of end it at the start of the day, which, if you're asking me, DXY is not done moving yet in the grand scheme, but that doesn't mean in the short term it can't come back down. You can see we started this bullish divergence in the 30, which means this is likely, unless it gets stopped here at this resistance level up here at 111.451. This should, this is the 200-day rejection point. That's why it's so important. So we're going to see if this comes back down in a hurry, or if this is starting to make some kind of W reversal, which looks like a Gartley here. And if it does, this will pull it up to 120. And if that's the case, look out for crypto, because it would not be pretty for crypto. Crude oil is down 2.26% or $2 to 85.92, which means PBR is going to be down this morning. And in pre-market, it's already down 6.62% down to 12.56. Oh, I'm excited about PBR because it's starting to make that breakdown again. Got rejected up here at the resistance line. Now I'm looking, hopefully, and I don't think it's going to come all the way back down to $8.91, but we're not at $16.60 anymore. So we're starting to get back into this very, very lucrative buying opportunity for PBR. So pay attention to this morning, because now it's starting to fill out this pattern beautifully to where we're actually going to be able to become a player in this again if it finishes this off properly. So where I would consider buying this again is if it comes back down to $11, and then I'll see how it looks. But that's what I'm waiting for PBR. Gold, silver's gold's down $8.29 or 0.5% to 1636.12. That means the commodity stocks will probably down just a little bit this morning. Not much, but a little bit. And then gold, silver, the ratio is up to 85.941, getting towards the silver buy zone, which it's already in. But once it gets to 90 to 1, no reason to buy gold. Even now, there's really no reason. Platinum's down 1.86% or $17.50 to $925 an ounce. And silver is up down 1.15%, and it's broken the 19 handle, and it's in at 18.99. So that's a big move down. Copper is sitting down 1.6%, sitting at 3.373 per pound, or down just over 5 cents. Total crypto market cap is up 1.28%, or sitting at $984 billion. The market plays off of this and will look exactly like this as it plays through. Total crypto market cap is still trying to figure out if it wants to come to that 1.025 trillion target that I put up there, or if it's going to reverse back down here, but it looks like it still has a tiny layer left. So we'll see what happens here, because it doesn't quite look done to me yet. Looks like it's putting in this inverted head and shoulders, and it could come up to 1.04 trillion, but it looks like that 1.025 trillion is what we're still looking for. Tether remains on par with the US dollar. It's sitting at 9.9999, so it's right there. Let's see. Bitcoin is up 0.54% on this Monday morning, with the stock market opening in about 10 minutes. So I may still be doing this update so we can see how the Dow opens. But Bitcoin's up 109.01 to 20,735 approximately. Bitcoin has been putting in this bullish handle we talked about before the weekend, and if so, if this maintains, 20,955 was first target, and then we have the top target up here at 21,000, approximately 827. And it looks like we're putting on a bullish cup and handle here as we were theorizing on the weekend, and now we've got more evidence, and we're still bouncing around here, so it almost makes perfect sense to come up to that 21 or almost that 22,000 level. It looks like that's what it's working on. I know we had a violent pull down, but even with XRP, this doesn't look like this finished because we haven't completed a bearish divergence. But that doesn't mean that XRP can't overextend itself and at least at the very minimum come back down to this downtrending support line that is now being used as resistance. So that would put you right up about 4660, and that's if it gets rejected there. We're going to see how this plays out, but in the 2 hour, you can see we already started finished the bearish divergence. Now we're working at it in the 3 hour. Finished it. Now in the 4 hour, we haven't quite finished it yet, so we're looking for one more layer down. But we're going to see if we can get back up to 4660 and back on top of that. If not, XRP is looking very bad this month. Very bearish. Very, very bearish this morning. And it's going to be a big problem for XRP. If we go to the perpetual futures chart, XRP still coming back, and you can see this perfectly. We created that ascending triangle within the bull flag. Once we broke that, we came through. Very simplistic target. We had 3 hits on resistance, 3 hits on support before it broke through. Now we're looking to verify this as being a very bearish pattern, and we're looking to get a rejection point around that 4661 level. If we do, at 4661 or 4722, this will maintain bearish and it'll fall through. If we can get back up within this bull flag, then we might be able to work our way back up to 5160, but it remains to be seen there because that's going to take a lot of work. Let's take a look while I'm on this page, see what XLM is doing in regards to XRP. XLM is back on top of a major resistance support line. That's the extension through, and it's been inside of an inside-out wedge, as I've been talking about. And you can see how it tried to come back into the bear flag, but it pulled back up, so it hasn't yet. And we're going to try to cancel out this 4 hour. We had a bullish cross, but now it's trying to invalidate that, but it hasn't quite. So if we can stay at 11.232, we might be able to make a push up to minimum 11.35 and then ultimately up to 11.71. But you got to watch that with XLM. It's on a major border here of whether it's going to stay a little more bullish or if it's going to fall back into the very bearish area. And then if it does that and breaks down, you're looking at 9.9. So that's a big fall through if it does that. DGB remains on top of the 00875 mark. That's a very heavy support level. We've completed a bullish divergence, which it looks like to me DGB's probably not moving up. I would have loved for it to make a bigger run up, but it hasn't. That 105 mark is not the first target. On DGB, that 00989 is where I was hoping it would get to. We came up to the pivot level as we talked about at 912. We're using that as support right now on this uptrend, which is at about 920 right now, and that should be able to elevate us up to 989. Unless we lose this, then you come back to the bear flag, as I just talked about. And then one more thing I would like to talk about before I stop this update is I would like to get into just a couple things, and this is real quick about HBAR. And to understand what I'm showing you on the technical analysis, you're going to have to understand project I'm talking about, and this token right now is Hedera hashgraph, HBAR. So a public network for everyone, Hedera is designed for fast, fair, and secure applications that take advantage of the efficiency of hashgraph on a decentralized public network you can trust. Fast. Achieve fast, low latency transactions with guaranteed finality in seconds, not minutes or hours. Hedera is an order of magnitude faster than blockchain alternatives. Secure, deploy on a network with proven best-in-class asynchronous Byzantine fault-tolerant ABFT securities that resistant to DDoS and cyber attacks. Fair count and fair access timestamps and transactions ordering that can't be manipulated by malicious nodes, and stable. Run on a reliable network governed by term-limited enterprises with no authorized forks and the ability to meet global data regulations. And then network metrics. 944,362 transactions per day for HBAR. There's 1,272,320 accounts on the mainnet. The latency is 5.06 seconds to finality. And there's 610 API per HBAR. So we're going to go even deeper into H-bar in the next update, but that's just a little fun facts to give you on H-bar so you understand. H-bar currently sits at 0.06115403, up 0.83% on the day. H-bar's chart looks like this. We're still in this little bear flag that it's an extended one, and then we created a new one right here. We have this uptrending support with 2 hits right here. The next support line's at 5914. We have a resistance at 62214 that we failed to break out of. And if we could ever break out of it, our next level right above that is about 672. But we're having a very difficult time breaking this downward projectile. We're having very strong downward momentum here. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to gain enough steam to get out of this area. And if you just look at this pattern as a whole, you can see it. It's trying as we speak to break a downtrending resistance line. It's just, this could be the first moment of many where H-bar, when you're looking at it, you're like, hey, we might have something going here if we can actually hold this line. And this is right around 608. Then you got to break 6217, and then you're off to the races to at least 669. You break out of this area, that's when it gets a little fun, because that's been a long-term pattern that we've been in for a long time, and we're in a bear flag. And the bear flag's doing exactly what it needs to do if it breaks down or breaks up. If it breaks up, we'll have a significant move up. It could even pull it over 10 cents after a big drop like this, because it's come down about 50% plus on this bear flag. So that's what I'm looking at for H-bar. I think it's really good information. So that's what you need to pay attention to this morning. I know this update's going long. So if you want to trade XRP like me, if you want to buy IOTA and you can't find it, or if you want to buy any of the ISO coins, I'll show you how to do that right now. Very easy, very simplistic. Just go to one of my past updates. And then go to the video description below. And the very first thing you're going to see is MEXC by XRP, IOTA, and the USA. You don't need a VPN, no spot fees, no KYC. And their futures trade allows up to 200x. And yes, that includes USA users. It's allowed. So 200x, and you can buy your IOTA on spot and futures trade it. It's a win-win. Buy your XRP there as well. And then if you want to use BitGet, it's right there. So is UPHOLD. They're both there for you to use, and then you can donate or join Tom's Army. Just look in the video description below. I'd really appreciate some new members of Tom's Army. We've been stagnant, but the time of crypto, it's to be expected. Hashtag be better, do better, and I'll see you guys on the next update, and hit that motherfucking like button. I would appreciate it.